Good morning, everybody, and welcome to what number is this, Zach? Number three? Number four?
Yeah, I think number three.
Number three. Dynamics CRM coaching number three. It's the Dynamics Brew presented by InfoGrow, and welcome. Hope everyone's having a good day. What are we going to talk about today, Zach?
Well, today we're talking about taking advantage of business process flows. So you may ask, what do we have brewing? First, we're going to go over an overview of business process flows. We're going to tell you how to use them, tell you how you can control which business process flow will be applied to your CRM and where. We'll go over privileges regarding business process flows. And finally, we'll bring it all together at the end. A great way for an organization to ensure that they are doing their part to keep data clean and consistent and keep sales on track is to have standard processes. Business process flows provide guidance for users to get their work done in a proper manner. They do this by providing a streamlined experience that leads users through processes defined by their organization.
And you know why we do that, Zach? Do you know
Why?
why we want to use the streamlined experience? Because people can't remember much. That's the whole concept of CRM. You can't remember much.
CRM.
It makes it so much easier to let your users rely on the system to tell them what their next steps should be, whether it's working a lead or going through an opportunity or even some custom entity that you have in your system. What is a business process flow? What is it? It's a defined step of actions to take along the route of coming up with what you need your process to be. I'm sorry, I'm speaking badly here. Let me just read this for you. You define a set of steps and actions for users to follow in order to fulfill a desired outcome while providing a visual indicator telling them where they are in the business process. Now, what does that mean? For in this case, we have up here a lead. What's the first thing you do with a lead? You want to either qualify or disqualify them. So in this case, you're on that little step right there that says qualify. And what they do is there are steps inside of that particular bullet point of things that you need to do before you can move on to the next piece of process. And that helps reduce your training. And it also helps with making mistakes in data because you can require fields and you can tell them exactly what kind of data they need to move on.
So let's talk about using these business process flows. Flows are displayed at the top of a form as shown in the image, and how Tanya showed you in the last slide. Out of the box, Dynamics includes some of their own standard business process flows, such as the lead to opportunity sales process, the opportunity sales process, and the phone to case process. If an organization's processes do not correspond with the ones provided out of the box, they can decide to build their own. In a custom flow, users have the ability to define a set of stages and steps for the designated process. Each business process flow is composed of a set of stages. For example, let's take a look at the lead opportunity sales process. As mentioned, this flow is included out of the box in Dynamics 365 for sales. This flow guides the user from qualifying a lead through closing of an opportunity. As you can see, this process consists of 4 stages. First, users must qualify the lead, which then turns the lead into an opportunity. Next is a development stage for the opportunity. Preceding that is a proposal stage, and finally, the close stage completes the process. Each stage in a flow consists of steps to be completed during that stage. The qualify stage here consists of steps that include pertinent fields needed to qualify a lead, as Tanya was mentioning earlier. So let's take a look. In this example, we're going to check to see if it's an existing contact and if it's an existing account. If so, we can link those to this lead, or we can create them. We're going to see the purchase timeline. We're going to see if we got a budget, our purchase process, and so on. After users completed all these steps in this stage, they can then advance to the next until a process is completed. When configuring a business process flow, organizations can decide to make a single step or multiple steps required, so users must enter data for specific fields before they can proceed to the next stage. After the user has clicked the next stage of this flow, they are brought into the develop stage. Here, we're going to collect the customer's need. We're going to propose a solution. We're going to identify any stakeholders and identify any competitors. Preceding the develop stage is a propose stage. Here, we're going to identify our sales team, develop our proposal, complete internal review, and finally present our proposal. Finally, we'll arrive at the close stage. Here, we will complete our final proposal, present it, confirm the decision date, send a thank you, and do any file debriefing necessary. Once we finish the close state, we have two options for our outcome. We've either won the opportunity, can now close it as won, as seen on the left, or if we have unfortunately lost the opportunity, we'll close it as lost.
Now, you know as well as I do, our customers never lose opportunities. So, you know, never happens. At least
As
we
I
hope not.
right. As I mentioned, this is a flow that is out of the box included with dynamic sales. If the functionality of the out-of-box flows does not coincide with your organization's processes, you can always create your own. We here at InfoGrow are always happy to assist you in doing so.
Now let's do a little summary about using business process flows. You know, they are a great way to make sure your data is properly collected for any business processes. Now, define a business process. You can have them for 5 different, let's see, what do we say? You can design business process flows that tie together records for up to 5 different entities in a single process. Now that's actually kind of cool because you can link different things together, different like accounts and contacts and opportunities, leads, quotes, anything else. You can do all kinds of fun stuff with that. It's especially useful to, you know, when you're designing these process flows, you can use it to help your users focus on the process rather on which entity they're working on, which is actually pretty cool. For example, you might have a process that begins with an opportunity, then continues to a quote, which then hopefully leads to an order and an invoice before it finally comes back around to the opportunity as one. Cool stuff, man. Not every user in an organization may follow the same process, and a single user might require the use of many different processes. Dynamics allows you to have up to 10 active business processes per entity. So you can provide processes for each needed situation. That's kind of cool too. After that, you know, you can also have security roles associated with your business process flows that only allows users that have the associated security role to view or use them. For example, a sales manager might have a different process than a salesperson, or a marketing manager might have a different process than a marketing associate, things like that. And also, you can set the order of a business process flow so they can control which flow will be set by default. For example, for a sales manager, they might see all of the business process flows under an opportunity, and the first one they see is theirs. Now, for a general salesperson, the first one they see will just be the regular sales one. It's kind of cool stuff. When a user creates a new record for an entity, the list of available active business process definitions is filtered by that security role. The first activated definition for their security role, according to the process order list, is the one that is applied by default. If more than one active business process definition is available, users can load them from the switch process dialog. Whenever processes are switched, the one currently rendered goes into the background, is replaced by the selected one, but it is still there and can be switched back to. So you can actually switch between processes at any time. As long as the record is active, you can switch between processes. Pretty cool stuff. I like it. And we're talking about system roles or security roles. I mean, I'm like completely brain dead over here. Each business process is represented as a custom entity, and it has its own security definitions, just like any other table inside of CRM, accounts, contacts. They all have the create, read, write, delete, append, append to actions. And here you can define, you know, you can apply this business process flow to, like I said, the sales manager, and then you have a different one for a sales user, and just like any other entity, you just apply it, the appropriate business process flow security role to the appropriate users.
So as Tanya mentioned, the privileges of business process flows are pretty much the same as all the other entities. We have create, read, write, delete, append, append to. Create allows the creation of an instance of the flow, which is done at the same time as creating a new record. Read allows for viewing the flow on a created record. Write allows updating of the business process flow. For example, changing the current state. Delete allows deleting an instance, such as when a record is deleted. Append allows cross-entity navigation from an entity. Append to allows cross-entity navigation to an entity. Now you might be wondering how, that's kind of confusing. So to make it easier, let's take a look at our example that we did earlier. In our example flow, after we qualify the lead, we were appending data from a lead to an opportunity. So now Tanya's going to bring it all together for you guys.
Oh, I am. Okay, sure. I will take care of that. All right. Here's the things to know. Business process flows help to ensure that users are entering data correctly and consistently. Dynamics 365 provides some standard out-of-the-box business process flows and allows organizations to build their own. A business process flow defines a set of stages and steps that are displayed at the top of the form to guide users through a process. Each stage contains steps that users must complete before advancing to the next stage. Steps can be set as required before allowing them to move to the next stage, but not always. Business process flows, they guide the users into proper completion, and they also help reduce training and chances of making data mistakes for new users. Privileges can also be managed for interacting with business process flows via security roles. By taking advantage of business process flows inside of Dynamics 365, organizations can ensure that they are doing their part, keeping clean and consistent data and maintaining the integrity of their data in a CRM. If you guys have any questions, we'd love to hear from you. We'd like to thank you all for coming to today's session. Again, my name is Tanya. I don't think I introduced myself at the beginning of the session. And my cohort in crime over here is Zach. We are always available. Hi there, Zach. We are always available to reach at info@infogrowcorp.com, visit our website, or email us directly at support@infogrowcorp.com. Both Zach and I see those emails. So if you want to give us an email, that's fine, or you can give us a call at 1-330-9291. What is my number anyway?
1353.
That's awesome. Wow, my brain just went dead. Well, thank you all for coming. And you know what's coming up? Our next session is what is bad data? And the date of that one is Wednesday, June 8th, 2022 at 11:30 a.m. EST. Sign up today at the link below, which we will put in the chat. So if you guys have any questions, stick around. We'll be with you in just a second live to answer any questions you might have. Thanks and have a good day.